welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, we will be talking about my cancer story part 2, surgery and recovery. Let's go. Okay. Look at my little squishy ball. Super cute. I love it. Got it at Costco. Go get yourself one. Super soft. Yeah, so. Okay, so where do I begin? First of all, if you haven't seen my first video, part 1, I will have the link around in the comments somewhere around there. And so you could watch it so you won't get lost or anything. But if you already watched it, thank you. And yeah, so let's continue with the story. So, you know, like that day when I found out that I had cancer, just so many things was happening, you know, like just so many things were going on. You know, from then on, I was just letting my family members know that, you know, like I had cancer and all of that. But specifically for one of my aunts, I sent her a message because I didn't really, I haven't talked to her in a while, so I sent her a message, and then I was like, hey, you know, like I'm at the doctor's, and you know, I told her what was going on, and she told me like what stage did they find it on, and for some reason, I don't know how, but I thought I was at the starting point of the cancer. So when I was texting her, I was like, yeah, like you know, it's like at the very start. So, you know, I'm very grateful that they found it early, because, you know, I could get treated and all of that. And then she was like, yeah, like it's really good, blah blah blah. So in my head, I was just thinking that I was at the beginning of the cancer. And so so that was on February 13th, and then on February 23rd, that's when I had my surgery. And during like, since last time I went to the hospital at Holy Cross till like the 23rd, I had lost so much weight. As many of you guys know, I'm very small. Like, I'm very tiny, you know, and yeah, I'm 4'10". I'm fun size. Okay, so I'm very small, and you know, like I was never above, my weight was never like above 100, or not even like 100. The highest it was like 98. But never like 99 or 100. And during that time, I lost so much weight. I ended up losing so much weight that I was 75 pounds. And you could see my ribs, you could see my collarbone, like a lot, you know, like I was so skinny. Like, and then a lot of people, like some of my friends who didn't know what was going on with me, when I would post a picture on Facebook or something like that, they would like message me because they thought something was wrong, but they thought that I was anorexic, and I didn't really end up telling them until like later on that there was like something else going on. And well, back to the story. So I lost so much weight. I had my surgery on the 23rd, but the day before the 23rd, they sent me home to, like, you know, like just stay at home and sleep, rest and whatever. But I had to drink like a gallon. It was disgusting. It was like a gallon of water, but it tasted like salt water, like ocean water. But it was like very thick. I don't know how to explain it. It was disgusting. But I had to drink that whole gallon, because what that gallon does, it cleans out my colon. So you know that they could cut it, they could take it out and stuff. So that's what the whole water does. And so I drank it in the night. And you know, like I was talking to my mom, and I was like, you know what, like this is nothing. My surgery tomorrow is gonna be so good. Like, you know, like God is with me. I was all relaxed. Well, I thought I was all relaxed and stuff, but so I just, you know, like I was very confident that everything was gonna be good. I was confident in myself that, you know, I wasn't gonna freak out or anything. And then when I went to sleep, I woke up at 2 in the morning, and I don't, like, my chest was like, I woke up like kind of like I don't know how to explain it. Like I was scared, I guess you could say. Like I was super scared. And like my boyfriend at that time, he had stayed with me because, you know, obviously he didn't want to leave me. And he was taking care of me, so he slept with me. We were outside in the couch because we weren't allowed to be inside a room, so we were outside in the living room, and he stayed with me, and he was just taking care of me. And I woke up like freaking out on him, so he kind of got scared. And like my chest felt like somebody was pushing on it. So like I don't know, like somebody was pushing on my chest, and I wasn't able to breathe. Like I was having trouble breathing. Like if someone was kind of like trying to, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like okay, so you know, I felt like someone was on top of me, and I couldn't breathe. And then I was like throwing up, but because I wasn't able to eat anything the day before, on the the 22nd, I wasn't able to eat anything because I had to clean out my colon. I was throwing up like nothing. I don't know if you guys have ever like done that, when you guys throw up and you guys don't throw up anything. It's just like water, I guess, or saliva. I don't know what it is, but it's clear, you know. Well, that's what I was throwing up. And I had the urge to keep throwing up, but because I didn't have anything in my system, my stomach was hurting, my chest was hurting, my throat was hurting, because it was, you know, like I just couldn't throw up anything anymore. And I was just telling my parents, I was just like, I need to go to the doctors. But I wasn't able to speak like correctly as well, because, you know, I was throwing up. And they ended up taking me to the hospital, to the ER, like around 3 a.m. And and my surgery was at 7 a.m. that same day. So I was kind of scared that, you know, they were gonna postpone my surgery. So I got to the hospital, to the ER, and they saw, like, you know, how I was, so they attended me fast. They put me in a room, and they were taking my vitals. They were taking, you know, like they were doing all that stuff. And they ended up giving me medication. And then like around like maybe 5-6 a.m. They came in, and then they ended up telling me that I had anxiety, that it was an anxiety attack or panic attack. I don't know, one of those two. And it was just weird because I've never suffered from any of those, so it was kind of new. And because they gave me medication before my surgery, I didn't know if it was going to affect my surgery. So, you know, I was kind of like scared that I wasn't gonna get the surgery and all of that. But thankfully, my doctor came, and then he was like, you know what, like, you're fine. What we are gonna do is that your surgery will get postponed further later on, like on the day, instead of like another day. It's gonna be on that same day, but it's gonna be like later on. So instead of it being at 7 a.m., it was at 11 a.m. that I went in. And you know, I went in, they put me in a room, they had my hair like tied, and they made me take out everything, my jewelry. Like I couldn't have nails, like fake nails. I couldn't have magic nails, no. So fake nails, I couldn't have fake nails or anything. And you know, I was on a gown and stuff. and I was inside a room, and the doctors, like different kind of doctors came in, because you know every doctor has a different role. One of the doctors was for the anesthesia, whatever, you know what I mean. um he was telling me how it works and all of this is how we're gonna sleep you, blah blah blah, whatever. And then another doctor came, and they were just talking to me, and then one of my main doctor, my main surgeon, she came in, and she was like are you drinking any medications? And then I was just like, yeah, like the medication you guys prescribed me. And then she was like, which ones? Like, can you just remind me? And then I was like, sure. So I ended up telling her what medication I was taking, and then I ended up saying, I'm also taking steroids. And then she looks at me, and she's like, steroids? I'm like, yeah. And then she was like, why are you taking steroids? I'm like, because you guys prescribed it. What do you mean? And she ended up saying, oh, it's because you weren't supposed to take steroids before a surgery or a week before surgery, because it could it could be a complication into the surgery. Because I guess, like, I don't know what happens exactly, but she did end up telling me that once they open me, or if they close, like once they closed me, that I'm at risk of getting an infection, because you know I was taking steroids. So imagine me being already like kind of scared because of, you know, like the surgery and stuff, and then her telling me that I might be at risk of getting, you know, an infection. I was already scared. I was like more scared. So after that, another doctor came, or a nurse came, and they ended up they started like they got a marker, and they started marking my tummy. And I was just like looking at them, and then I ended up telling them, I was like, what's that for? And then they ended up telling me, they were like, oh, just in case your large colon, your large intestine and your small intestine doesn't reach, we're gonna put a bag outside, and you're not gonna be able to like poop normally. You're gonna be, you know, you're gonna poop from there. Like, you're gonna be able to clean it, put it back, and all of that. And I was just like, are you kidding me? So imagine, I was already like scared. They told me that I was at risk of getting, you know, infection, and then they ended up telling me that I might get a bag. I was just like, oh shoot, like a lot of emotions were, you know, oh mad, just kidding. So a lot of emotions were like, you know, like going, like I was having a lot of emotions. And the doctor ended up my surgeon ended up telling me, she was like, do you want to continue with the surgery? And I was just like, I don't know. Like, so I ended up telling her if I could have like one of my parents come in, so you know they could decide with me. And she was like, sure. So I got my mom and my dad. They came in, I explained everything that was going on, and my dad was just like really mad, you know. He ended up like he was just mad, and he was telling my surgeon, he was just like, how can you let this happen if you know that you know that she's gonna have a surgery? Why would you prescribe I forgot, damn. Why would you prescribe steroids? Like, why would you prescribe steroids if you know that she's gonna go on surgery? And she was just quiet. And my dad was like, imagine if it was your daughter, what would you do? She shouldn't be scared, because you know, like, God is with her, but you're putting all this stress on her. And I don't know, he was just talking, and I was like crying, because I didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't know if I was gonna get an infection and it was gonna become worse. I don't know. I don't know what was gonna happen. So my dad was just like talking to her, and you know, like, she was just saying, I'm sorry, you know, like, I'm sorry. And eventually my mom and my dad ended up telling me, like, you know what, we're gonna continue with the surgery. You know, you're gonna be okay. God is with you. He's gonna be with you. And I was just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that, you know, like once I said yes, it was okay. The doctor came and he made me sign some papers, and then they ended up, no, I ended up going into the surgery room, and there's like big, like, it was not a needle, it was like a syringe. It was like huge. It was like full of liquid, but that was supposed to make me sleep. So they had me like this, and they ended up saying count to 10, and I was like, okay. So I was like 1, 2, and I fell asleep. So I don't remember anything from that. And then, you know, once the surgery was over, so the surgery was like, I think the surgery was 8 hours. Yeah, 8 hours or 7.5, I don't remember, but it was like around there. And once I woke up from, like, you know, like the anesthesia, whatever. Once I woke up from that, well, my vision was still blurry, but the first thing that I did was like this. I touched my belly. I was like touching my belly to make sure that I didn't have a bag. And like I woke up and like my vision was blurry. I touched my belly and I felt nothing, so I went back to sleep. I was like, thank God, and I went back to sleep. And from then on, I think I woke up like at 10 in the night, like 10 p.m. But for very little, just to see my family members there and like say hi to them and stuff. And yeah, so I saw them, and I went back to sleep. But you know, the doctors, you know, if you've ever been at a hospital and you had to stay overnight, you know they bother you so much. I mean, I love them, you know, they're doing their job, but you can't sleep comfortably. You can't sleep comfortably at all. So they kept waking me up, and yeah, so it didn't take much, like it didn't take long for me to recover from the surgery, thank God. But I was having like severe back pain, just because, you know, I was laying down in the same position for 8-7 hours, and I wasn't able to like stretch it because of my incision. So like I was in a bad mood, and yeah, so that's what happened so that's what happened when I had my surgery. And then my doctor, you know, she was talking to me, and she said that we were going to continue with chemotherapy, just in case there's some cells that they didn't see while they opened me, like just in case they didn't see cancer when they opened me. I don't know if that makes sense, but just in case they didn't see like any cancerous cells, the chemotherapy could kill, like, you know, like the remaining, I guess. And I was like, sure. So so my surgery was on February 23rd, and I started my chemotherapy on March 30th. And from then on, I kept going like every 2 weeks. I had to take IV chemotherapy, and I had to take some pills. I hated that chemotherapy. You know, like I couldn't be on the cold. I couldn't drink anything cold because I would feel like my throat was kind of like shutting down, I guess. And every time I would touch something cold, my fingers would numb. Like they would numb. And it was just a lot of side effects. I was always throwing up. I was always sleeping, that's for sure. I was always sleeping because I was always tired. And every time I would wake up, I would try to eat. And when I would eat, I would like right away throw up. So it was kind of like a cycle. And I think that went on till like August. No, yeah, it went on till like August. And I took my last chemotherapy August. And then I got married I got married on November 11th, and I had to go back to my doctor on the on November something, like maybe the 20th, to get like a colonoscopy to like so they could recheck to see if anything has grown or if they see any cancer that has come back and all of that. And I remember how I went in and they put me in the same position I was, and you know, like my vision was starting to get blurry because I was starting to get sleepy. And but the thing that I remember is that like my surgeons were wearing green. They were wearing green. And there's this one person who was walking like on the side of me, and I was like this, right? I was like this, and that person was walking, but that person was wearing white. And she sat next to me, and they were grabbing my hand and they were squeezing it. And I was doing, you know, I was squeezing it back, and I fell asleep. And like I think like, you know, I woke up, I recovered from that, and I went home. I told my mom what happened, and then I had to go back for my results. And I came back for my results, and they ended up telling me that they didn't find anything, that I was cancer free, thank God. And I ended up I asked my surgeon, I was like, was there anybody wearing white? And she said no. I was just like, so there was nobody wearing white? Like everybody was wearing green? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. I was just like okay. And I told my mom and, you know, everybody. And, you know, everybody ended up telling me that, you know, it was Jesus. It was Jesus. He was there with me. Okay, so yeah, it was Jesus, and he was there with me, you know? I don't know. And then after that, I was going, you know, through my like I was going for my appointments, you know, like, because once you have cancer, they have to keep checking you like once in a while, or not once in a while, but like more frequently. So I had to be at the doctor's like more frequently. They were checking me, and that was 2019. I was trying to recover, going back to like fitness, you know, gaining some muscle and all of that, you know, eating healthier, you know, going back to work, this and that, you know, like I had another chance to live. Like I had another chance to live, so why not make the best out of it? And then eventually, I don't know how, but I don't know how actually, but I was talking to my husband, and he was telling me that I wasn't on stage like at the beginning of the stage. I was actually at the end of the stage, you know, like I was gonna die, you know, I was literally gonna die. And also my surgeon, she had also tell us that thank God that we decided to continue with the surgery. Like that one time when she said that I had a risk of getting an infection, well, she said that it was a good that we took the risk, because if we would have waited another week, I wouldn't have made it. So just thinking of that, it's kind of like crazy, because imagine like that 1 week made a huge difference, and I'm forever grateful for that. Sorry, I think I'm kind of getting sick. And yeah, I don't know, like I'm speechless on how everything happened. Everything happened so fast. Everything happened in a year. And every time I, you know, like tell anybody about like how I first got cancer, I feel like it's a movie. Like, I feel like it didn't really happen to me. I feel like it was kind of like a flu. It came and went. But I don't know. It was just like so unreal. Like, it was kind of like a bad dream. Like, to make it like that simple. It was kind of like a bad dream that you were sleeping. You had that whole dream and then you woke up and that's it. That's exactly how I felt. That's exactly how I felt, and I don't know. Yeah, so I was, you know, living my life. I was trying to be the best that I could. Well, I'm trying to be the best that I can be. And that was 2019. And then 2020 came and I was like, perfect, you know. I was like, perfect. I have a new job. I have this. I have that. I have so many things like that I want to do this year. And this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then I got cancer again. Okay. I'm gonna cry this time. Just kidding. But I got cancer again and I don't know. I got cancer again and okay, and I'm currently going through it, I guess. Yeah, so I said I wasn't gonna cry. So yeah, so that will be on my next video. My next video won't be part 1 or 2. It will be all part 1. I will post it, I don't know, this week, maybe Wednesday. But yeah, so yeah, that's my story. That's my story, how I first got cancer. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching again. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you guys have any suggestions on what videos you guys want to see in the future, make sure to comment down below. And I love you guys. God bless you.